She will play it because she's a crazy reviewer gamer. Hopefully this song is shorter for you guys because she thinks the last one was too long, but she still is a crazy cat lady, you gamer. Hopefully this is the last one because like before, I don't like singing these songs.
Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational and entertainment purposes. Hi everybody, Martha here. So since Lion King the remake comes out in a few weeks, I decided I'm going to do a review of the two sequels since I already did a review of Lion King, the first movie. I'll leave link for it in the description. So this one is in my opinion, one of the better ones of the Disney sequels. This is also one of the ones that wore out as a kid. Since it came out probably about I think 2 years after after the first movie came out. So I was still little when this one came out, and it has one of the songs from the Broadway musical in it. So that song is really good. I mean, only song in here that's weird is the Upendi song. That song's just weird. All the other ones are good. So you can debate Lion King's about Hamlet. You can debate about that one, but you cannot debate about this one's not. This one's definitely about Romeo and Juliet, and so because and they don't really give an explanation like where these guys were Zira and her crew were during the first movie. That's one bad thing about these sequels. Since Disney did not plan to have any of these sequels, they had to introduce all these new characters, and they always had to find some weird way for them to be put into the movie to explain them. Yeah, Scar had a girlfriend, and two of her cubs are his, and the third one ain't. He just found Kovu somewhere, and he's decided to adopt him. And don't you dare tell me that Nuka is not his kid. Don't you dare, because why else would Neku become like Kovu, 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 and Scar was even his father. He's Chickaman. Why else would he say that if he's not Scar's kid? Okay? Maybe you can debate the whole entire thing with Batani, because Batani has different eye colors than both Zira and Scar. I mean, there's that theory where Batani is Nala and his daughter from that one deleted scene where in The Lion King where he tried to you do know what to Nala before she left and got banished. Because in the original plot of Lion King, they made it she was gonna get banished for not becoming Scar's queen. So let's start with explaining stuff now that I explained the four characters that came out of nowhere, basically. So the Simba and Nala have their baby named Kiara, and they have beginning of the song they have he lives in you, song, and this time Rafiki's already there. He's not coming up and climbing up the mountain. Part of Broccoli was in the first movie, and they do he picks up Kiara, and they all bow to her, just like they do with Simba. And Pumbaa and Timon think that he's a guy. Thinks Kiara's a guy, and Rafiki says it is a girl. Girl. Oi. Nope, it's not like when you guys got to raise Simba. It's not the same. Because now it's not the same. So a couple of months pass by, and Kiara is able to walk around and explore, and Simba is has to be like a dad now, and protective, a little more protective, and telling him that she can only go a certain path. And she asks Timon and Pumbaa to babysit her, and come on, he should know by now that those two suck at babysitting, because who knows how many times he wandered off when he was still so getting over his dad's death and thinking it was his fault. So, and now you're asking those two to babysit an arrogant little kid, which she does wander off and goes ahead, and she looks at the Outlands, and she's not supposed to go there because that's where the Zira, Kovu, Batani, and Nuka got banished with the other outsiders, and she wants to go there, but she ends up distracting Timon and Pumbaa with they're discussing which bug is better, and that's easy for her to sneak away after that. After she nearly gets drowned by Pumbaa sitting on her. So, and she wanders off and goes into the Outlands, and this is when she bumps into Kovu. After they get, and she doesn't trust Kovu at first, but they get attacked by a bunch of crocodiles or gators. I don't know. I can't tell all them apart. And they get away from them, and they get back onto the Pride Lands, apparently. And they're so happy about they got away from the crocodile, got away from the reptiles. And this is when Zira and Simba realize that those two are playing together, and they have Zira and them have a big argument about these lands belong to Scar. I banished you from the Pride Lands. Now you and your young cub get out. First they say Nala, Zira, Simba, Timon, Pumbaa. Great, now that we all know each other, get out of our Pride Lands! Yes, it is their Pride Lands, because if Scar is dead, he can't exactly have the Pride Lands for them if he's dead. Okay? I mean, you could just say, these lands belong to Kovu. Instead, or something. Since you say, haven't you met my son, Kovu? He was hand-chosen by Scar to follow in his paw prints and become king. So, they have a little fight, but Simba says, leave before I change my mind, basically. And they leave. Simba does We Are One song with Kiara. But I think Simba forgot what that song means, but okay. And when Zira returns home to with Kovu. Her and Nuka have a fight. Nuka was supposed to take care of him, but he didn't, because he thinks he should be one next in line to do stuff, since he's the oldest, and since he's actually Scar's kid. And he says, every lion for himself out here. That little turret has got to do stuff on his own. And Batani and Kovu want to practice fighting. And Kovu says, it's not his fault. I have one of my own. And so, during this, she gets the idea to have Kovu use Kiara to get to Simba, so he can kill him. He can take over the Pride Lands, and she puts Kovu to sleep, and she's going to make Kovu's training intensify, and then they do another version of My Sweet Lullaby, and this is kind of like their version of Be Repaired, but this one's still a pretty good song, even though it's very much they're just doing it in a version of Be Repaired. But I still like this song. And that's my lullaby. So, and after this, we a couple years go by before near years goes by, because the way it works with lions, like, the longer their manes are, the older they are. So it has to be a couple years since how long Kovu's mane is. So he's probably like 3 years old. But Rafiki's having a little conversation with Mufasa's ghost, and Mufasa says, "Why don't we just get those two together? Basically, let's use the wind." And Rafiki listened to Fruit, and Rafiki says, "Are you crazy? You've been up for too long, Mufasa. Your head's in the clouds." So, I don't think this is going to work, but I trust you. I just hope you know what you are doing. So, and basically, Kovu's what Zira's plan is for them, from Nuka and Batani, to start a fire and to where Kovu has to save Kiara during her first hunt, and that's basically what happens. They start the fire while Kiara is going to on her first hunt, and still Simba wants Timon and Pumbaa to make sure she doesn't get hurt. She's hunting? What are those two gonna do? They're prey themselves? Yeah, I don't think you're thinking yourselves through about this, Simba. You're gonna make anybody babysit her on the first hunt? I mean, it was okay. Back when she was a cub, that was different. But now she's going out to where she's hunting. You should have like one of the other lionesses go out with her. But he does anyway. And she finds them out pretty fast when she tries to go after a gazelle, and she runs off on her own away from the Pride Lands. And this is when Nuka and Batani go into the place where they had the Be Repair song, and go and get fire. And we realize the hyenas ran off, the ones that didn't get burned, when they killed Scar. And they start the fire, and Kovu goes and saves her after Zira says, "The plan's in motion. Go!" So, and she goes, and Kovu goes after her, and it takes Zazu to realize that there's fire after Simba notices, and Simba goes after her, and he sends Zazu to fly ahead, find her. And so the fire starts, and Kovu saves her after she gets passed out from inhaling too much smoke, and takes her out to like the other side of the river, and that wakes her up, and she's, "Where am I?" "You're safe in the Pride Lands." "The Pride Lands? No! Why'd you bring me here? Who do you think you are?" "He's the one that saved your life." And she just realized she does not have everything under control. And so this is when Simba and everybody else shows up, and Kiara already knew that was Kovu, but she explains to him, Simba, that this is Kovu, grown up Kovu, and Simba gets mad, and Rafiki appears like, "You! How dare you save the king's daughter!" And Kovu asks, "I humbly asked to join your pride." "No! You were banished with the other outsiders." "I had left the outsiders. I am rogue. Judge me now for who I am, or my blamed for a crime I didn't commit, and I was too young to do anything about it." And he's totally against the idea, and everybody says he saved your father's life, he saved your daughter's life, and even Zaju says, "Yes, sire, clearly Owen is dead. But the pitch gold all debts repaired. In this case, you might want to make an exception." But he accepts him, and they go up there, and he tells pretty much in the rudest way possible that he cannot sleep inside the caves with them. He has to sleep outside. And him and Kiara make it off pretty good, and he offers to teach Kiara how to hunt. As he says, "You wouldn't last 3 days on your own." "Oh, I suppose you could teach me?" "Huh, yeah." So, and we see Nuku and Zira spying on them, and Zira approves of everything that's going on here. Because he says, "The closest Kovu gets to the daughter, the closest he gets to Simba. And once he has Simba alone, yeah." And this is when Simba has a weird dream of Kovu turning into Scar and killing him, just like Scar killed Mufasa. And he wakes up and goes back to sleep. And he goes, next morning, he goes and gets some water, and Kovu tries to attack him, but Kiara stops him without even noting what he was actually trying to do. And she's waiting for her first lesson. And he teaches her how to hunt, but she's just laying there, like, because she's making a lot of noise and breathing too hard. And he like goes, 3, 2, 1, gotcha. You can hear me. Oh, only a lot. You're still breathing too hard. Relax. So, and Kovu teaches her, drill the earth under your paws, make your ship don't make noise. And he sees a bunch of birds, and he starts to attack them, and he almost hits Pumbaa and Timon. And Kiara's like, "What are you doing here?" "Kiara, ooh, thanks goodness." And they were not following her this one time. They were just getting worms from the birds. You don't call for reservations. Get out of here, you scavengers! Gone! Shoot! Shoot! So, they asked him to help get rid of the buzzards, but Kovu doesn't know how to have fun, and they're teaching him how to have fun, because he asks, Timon asks him, "You want to win the voice? War! Work with me!" Like, huh? like this. Roar! Come on, do it again. Roar! And he thinks this is training all the time. Nope, this is just them having fun. And he did not learn to have fun because all he did was his entire life was train. So, and they get chased by a bunch of rhinos because the birds run them to rhinos, and they get chased by rhinos. And they get stuck inside a really rocky place, in a hole, and they end up almost kissing each other, basically. And they walk back, and it turns to nightfall, and they're looking at the stars and seeing the constellations because they see a funny rabbit and two lions fighting each other, killing a scrap of meat. And Kiara explains to him that all the great kings of the past are up there. And he asks, "You think Scar is up there?" And he says, "He wasn't my father, but he was still part of me." So, and Simba's watching them, and he, "Father, I'm lost. Kovu's one of them. Scar's there. How do I accept him?" And Nala says, Nala comes and gives her like advice like, "You must so much walk the path you, but perhaps Kovu does not. How do you know him? I can see them down there just as easy as you can. Get to know him and see." And so they both leave. And this is when where Rafiki does the weird song Nupendi. That song is just so weird, like I said before. And stuff like that. So, because the way they're saying it almost sounds like "and you panties" a couple of times. Like, nope, it's "and you pendi." It's just a weird Spanish. It's a weird African word to me. Like, we get it, means love, but it's just a weird one. And by this time, her and Kovu start falling in love with each other. I mean, they kind of already were, but this song kind of like made it to where it was stronger. And Kovu, and Simba offers him to sleep inside the cave, and Botani is watching him, and she said, "Get him! What you waiting for, Kovu? Get him!" Kovu doesn't get him, so she runs off and tells Zira, and says, "You sure?" "Affirmative. I saw it with my own eyes. Kovu cannot betray us." But, and the next morning, Kovu's like, "Okay, I have to tell her today. Where do I start?" Kovu and Zira and Kiara. Zira had a plot. I was part of it. I don't want to be, because I love you. She never believed me, but I gotta try. Kiara, I gotta talk to you. Nope. Simba wants to talk to him, and they go and talk. But they wander off into where they were burned, and they all get ambushed by the outsiders, and they all attack Simba. And Kovu tries to stop them, but he gets knocked out. And both him and Neku start going up some logs, and he ends up being smashed by logs by accident. And that's how Nuka dies. I mean, and if you guys read, do you guys know Romeo and Juliet? One of the cousins die. I'm not sure which one, but I think it's from either from Romeo and Juliet's side. It's one of their cousins that ends up dying, and this is supposed to represent that cousin, and basically, and this makes Zira even matter, which is just weird because they treated him like he didn't matter. Okay, so none of them treated like they loved him. They just treated him like he didn't matter. So I guess they really did love him, because he did try to kill Simba here, but he didn't succeed. And Simba came back hurt. And this song's also weird because they also say we're not one of us, and it's all the other animals singing it, and we can get rid of Kovu after he gets the scar from Zira, and Kiara goes after him, and they end up like having the song that's called "Long as We Are Together." That song's pretty good, and they have to stop. So this is when Pride lands and the Outsiders start fighting, and Zira and Kiara and Kovu have to stop them from killing each other, basically, because Batani and Nala have a fight, and this is weird where you might think Batani might be Nala's daughter, because where's your pretty daughter, Nala? Batani. And Timon and Pumbaa do a weird thing like, don't leave my move. This thing's loaded. I'll let you have it, and they'll run away. You pulling that tail is gonna make him fart. I mean, it happens in the next movie, but Zira and Simba are about to fight, but Kovu and Kiara get in front of them, and Zira says, "Move," and says, "Stand aside." "Daddy, this has to stop. You're even weaker than I thought. Get out of the way. You'll never hurt Kiara or Simba. Not while I'm here." And Kiara says, and Simba says, "Stay out of this. A wise king once told me, we are one." I didn't understand him then. Now I do. But them, us. Look at them. They are us. What differences do you see? And all the other outsiders realize this, except for Zira, because she's too hang up on revenge. So she says, "Batani, now." "No, mother." And she walks over because she says, "Kiara's right. Enough." And all the others says, "If you will not fight, then you will die as well." And all the other outsiders start walking over there. And she's like, "Where are you going? Get back here." And Zira says, "I'll never let this go." And she jumps. "It's just as you for you, Scar." And she jumps out over there, and Kiara jumps, and they walk over the cliff. And basically, Kiara tries to save her, but she falls down. So there is the lead scene where she does it on purpose, but they made it to where she does it on an accident. So, and she said, and Simba comes and helps her back up, and she says, "I tried." And Simba welcomes Kovu back to the Pride and everybody else, and says, "Let's go home, all of us." And they all go home, and they'll go up and they go, "Rawr!" And the last thing we hear is Mufasa saying, "We are one." So this movie, like I said, this is one of the best ones of the sequels. So, but there is still a lot of confusion about it. I think Disney should not even bother with any of the sequels, since they did not plan originally for them to have a sequel. I mean, only one they planned to have a sequel is Aladdin. That's only one I can say that you can say they planned a sequel, because what happened with Jafar. But all the other ones were not really planned, so they don't make sense. So, I mean, Lion King did have a TV show. It was just Timon and Pumbaa, but it didn't have any other characters in it besides Timon and Pumbaa. I mean, Simba showed a couple of times, but none of the other characters. So, what do I give this show? What do I give this movie? I give it a 7 out of 10.
That's my lullaby. The bats are trying to get in. All my codes I could forget. I give it all for pause, guys. So, bye, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. This is my toy.
No, this is one that goes back in the shell.
Oh, darn. So, bye-bye, guys. Next movie is, Mikey 1.5. Bye-bye.